that feeling when you get a new gun?
Oh yes, I know that feeling.
We're feeling the feeling. Bergara has come out with a new rimfire platform. It's called the BMR, and in this video, we're gonna go super in depth with it, so buckle up. Gavin Gear here from UltimateReloader.com. I'm back here with Travis Fox. Travis, thank you for joining us again.
Thanks for having me.
And we are styling. We are looking good because we've got Ultimate Reloader shirts.
Yes, they look very nice.
Thank you very much. So do you. Available at the Ultimate Reloader store. Okay, what we're here to talk about is the new Bergara BMR. I'm really excited about this rifle because I've had great results with the B14R. That is
It's a good shooter.
Great rimfire trainer. This is something a little bit different. Tell us about what the BMR is.
In the plain brown box here, we've got the Bergara Bmr Carbon. We got the carbon barrel. It can get it in a steel barrel. We got the 22 long rifle. Comes in 17 HMR, 22 mag.
Or 22 LR, like what we've got,
Yeah, the
obviously.
22 LR one here.
Your box will look a little bit different.
Yep, this is an early production rifle, so we get the plain brown wrapper.
So the BMR is essentially a lightweight, general purpose, precision rimfire rifle. And what I thought we would do in this video is, first we're going to get it out of the box. We're going to give you an overview of all of the specs, the speeds, the feeds, etc. We're going to get the rifle set up. We're going to put it on the trigger scan. This has got a Bergara Performance trigger. We're going to look down the bore with our Tesla bore scope. We're going to take it out to the field. We're going to put multiple types of ammunition through it, talk shooting impressions, and
That's
then
the good part.
compare it to the B14R. So let's get the box open. I'll let you do the honors here. We did take a sneak peek.
Look at that.
Nice.
Well, has a mag in it. No mag. No bolt. It's
Stock looks just like the B14R.
yeah, it just doesn't have the adjustable cheek
Yep.
piece.
In terms of the finish, that is. Yeah. Black with the gray speckles. Gotta love that.
Bolt. Owner's manual. We
Yep.
all read these, right?
Every time.
10 round mag. So you get 5 round mag, 10 round mag. Let's put the.
I like the fact that it comes with 2 mags. That is definitely a bonus. 30 MOA rail.
Yeah,
less thing to
so
buy.
this is one thing that's really great out of the box on this thing right now. Already comes with a 30 MOA rail. Very nice, Bergara. That's handy. And it has a threaded muzzle.
Half 28. It's going to work with any of your AR-15 type muzzle accessories.
Nice. Take a look at it.
Yeah. So with the BMR having an 18-inch barrel and the B14R having an 18-inch barrel, I'm really interested to see how velocities are going to compare.
Yep.
And accuracy for that matter. Okay, so we're going to take this rifle, we're going to get it completely set up, and we'll be back to run you through all of the specs, feeds, and speeds. This rifle's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it looks great. We put the Athlon Ares BTR Gen 2 on it, the one that we had on the 6.5 PRC. You did the test on this, I think, about 9-ish months ago on the first scope testing rig that you made.
4.5 to 27 by 50. We've been rocking this with the 6.5 PRC, and it's held up really well.
Yeah, it's a good scope. Tracks well, performs well. It's got good glass in it. Nice scope.
Harris SBRM 6 to 9 nosh leg bipod with aftermarket tension lever. It's hard to go wrong with this bipod setup.
It's a good workhorse there.
Okay, so let's do a quick read through of specs next.
All right, Gavin. What we have with the Bergara Bmr Carbon 22 long rifle model here is a proprietary BMR action. The barrel is a carbon fiber wrapped number 6 taper. Twist is 1 in 16. The barrel length is 18 inches, and it has the threaded muzzle on it with the thread protector. The weight is 5 pounds. Came with the 5 and the 10 round magazine. It has the 30 MOA scope rail pre-installed from the factory. And the trigger is a Bergara Performance trigger. It's compatible with the Remington 700 triggers.
And I love the fact that it does have the Remington 700 compatible trigger because we've got multiple flavors of triggers that we can drop in, including the Trigger Tech Diamond if we want to get really precise.
Good way to personalize your rifle again.
That's right. Okay, so let's do some lab testing on this, and we'll come back to show you guys the results. So let's take a look down the bore.
Let's use our test long.
Yes. Okay, so I published the story on the NTG 100P, which is the pistol model, which we use on the lathe. This is the NTG 100H USB. We've just got it running with our Samsung tablet, and that means it's even more portable. So let's see what we're going to see here.
Alrighty.
So we just cleaned the barrel, so we're probably going to see some traces of solvent. Here we are in the chamber.
Chamber, here's the beginning of the lands, so this would be your throat area. Check this all out.
Looks pretty smooth.
Oh, I'm happy with that. We'll go down the rifling here, see what we see.
Interesting thing about the test long bore scope is we can see the lands and grooves around the periphery, and then we can also see the mirror, and it helps us to identify which are the lands and which are the grooves, which can be kind of interesting sometimes.
Yeah, so if you guys look on the right side of the screen here, you see the lands, you come around, and you see the face of them on the mirror too. Pretty cool.
Overall, it looks real smooth, I'd say.
Shiny.
Let's get down there to the crown. Let's see what that looks like.
Let's head on down, zip on down there. Should be getting there here in just a second. And there we go.
Nice.
The light at the end of the tunnel, the crown.
Nice and crisp.
Sharp edge. Come all the way around it. Nice job, Bergara.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, that was impressive.
Yeah. Good clean bore. So it's time for trigger scan?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. So here it is, the trigger scan. This device is awesome.
Pretty impressive little device that we have here.
Okay, so we're going to do 3 scans to see if we can get a nice consistent read on this trigger. Why don't you go ahead and drop the bolt?
Clear. This device can fire your rifle, so you want to make sure that you're operating safely.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so scan number 1. Each time there's a motorized load cell that goes through the full range of travel, and it produces this nice force distance plot. It also auto-calculates a bunch of values that are going to help us evaluate this trigger. So scan number 2. And we'll do 3 total.
This whole time I am holding back on the rifle to keep it in position so that it stays right where we want it to be.
Yeah, we did a little experimenting and found that that worked best. Okay, so that's a nice consistent and clean result. It looks like we have about a little over 2.4 pounds average on the peak force. It's pretty much on its lightest setting, which is actually a little bit lighter than advertised. It was 2.8 pounds on the light side advertised.
2.4 to 4, something like that?
Yeah, we'll have the specs in the full article write-up. But nice and clean. I don't see a lot of grit or anything like that here.
The graph is very smooth. It's got a very nice travel on it.
But you know the real test is to actually shoot the rifle. So why don't we do that next?
The part I like.
Okay, let's do it.
So I grabbed the BMR, went to the mid-mountain range where I've got the 50-yard target set up, got it on paper, zeroed it, ran back, grabbed Gavin when he took the Bergara B14R, and then we headed up to the ridgetop range. Picturesque views, DM steel targets, what more could you want?
So that was pretty awesome to have the B14R alongside the BMR and to be able to shoot in practical, real-world situations. You know, these are 2 different rifles for 2 different purposes. The B14R is more about a trainer, a PRS style deal, an NRL 22 deal. The BMR can do those things, but it's a little bit more geared towards, you know, hunting and lightweight and compact. It's got a little bit of a different form factor.
Yep. If you want a squirrel rifle, you want a like groundhog rifle or something like this, something you want to hike around with, this thing is super light, super easy to pack around, this carbon barrel. It's very accurate, feeds well, shoots very nicely, adjustable trigger.
Or if you're getting started in an NRL 22 and you have a rifle like this, be a great rig to get started with. There's so much that you could do before you'd need to step up to like the B14R for its, you know, full rifle ergonomics and all of that other capability, you know, that it has. And this is at a lower price point, which is, helpful as well to help kind of bridge the gap between an economy rifle and something premium like the B14R.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk about performance for a moment. You shot a bunch of different ammo SKUs.
Yep.
Let's talk about those results.
Took 5 different ammos, various ammos. The 3 that seemed to do the best were the SK Rifle Match, the Lapua Midas, and the Federal 711B. We had very good results. Of course, the SK Match shot the best. We got the smallest group on that at, what, .338, I believe it was?
That is really good. And this is at 50 yards. Yep. The other thing that surprised me was you got this .407-inch 5-shot group at 50 yards.
With the Federal.
With the Federal ammo. And this just goes to show you never know with rimfire what ammo is going to work well in a rifle and what ammo isn't going to work well, even by looking at different lots, right? The really serious rimfire guys are getting the lot number. Maybe they're shooting RWS or Lapua or SK, whatever it happens to be. And once they've found that lot that works, they're going to try and find as much of that as they can get.
They're going to buy a bunch of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is we've talked about this before in the past, you can always send your rifle to one of the Lapua testing centers. Well, they will run your rifle through the test, figure out which ammo is going to shoot the best with it, and then they'll sell you that ammo, of course, too. It's very well worth the investment to do that with a competitive shooting rifle.
Here's another thing that's interesting from the data that you collected. So you chronoed 2 different loads, and we've now compared a few different rimfire rifles with this particular ammo. So if we take this BMR and we compare it to the B14R, with the SK Match you had 1058.4 out of the BMR, 1095.0 out of the B14R. That's 96.66% this velocity versus the B14R. A little faster with the B14R. Midas Plus, 1051.8 out of the BMR, 1087.4 out of the B14R. 96.73%. That's only 0.1% off in terms of the consistency of the velocity difference. So if you're looking for a rimfire rifle that falls in the middle in terms of price and has good flexibility, good performance, the BMR is definitely worth a look, I would say.
Absolutely. It's a great rifle. Super fun to shoot.
Yeah.
Smooth cycling action. I'm going to fall back to the trigger on this thing.
Yeah.
It's adjustable. Plus, you can change it out for any other Remington 700 trigger.
Yeah, that was really smart on Bergara's part.
Very much so.
Because Remington 700 is the industry standard for bolt-action rifles. And same with the B14R. So
absolutely.
Good stuff. Okay, but here's what we want to know is, what do you think? What rimfire rig are you shooting? Do you have your eye on the B14R or the BMR? Drop a comment and let's start a discussion. We got a lot more shooting to do though, don't we?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Okay. Thanks, Travis, for joining us again. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, make your voice heard. If you have something to say, please drop a comment. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications, because you're not going to want to miss the awesome content that is coming up. And finally, flex your reloading pride. You could look great in one of these t-shirts. We've got multiple designs at the Ultimate Reloader store. I'll see you later, because I'm off to go shooting.